Viewer discretion is advised.
Jerry had been shot at the EconoLoge off of Ruffin-Mill Road, and I couldn't, it just shocked me. Because if anybody that have any information about this case, about my son being shot or anything, if you would step forward to say anything, will be a blessing to our family, and it just be a blessing to the family that to know that we will get some type of closure to this case. Well, I'm Jerry Colyer, the father of Jerry V. Colyer, my son, and he was a type of person that could get along with anybody or help anybody, and everybody loved him for, you know, his way. He always had a kind smile on his face that couldn't nobody resist that, you know. And
Jerry, he's a good guy. He's a good provider. He likes sport. He plays basketball. He's very hardworking, and he loves my daughter so much. That's the only thing. He's just perfect for me.
My name is Detective Chris Humphries. I'm a detective with Chesterfield County Police Department. Been here for 28 and a half years, currently assigned to the Unsolved Major Investigations Group. Mr. Jerry Colyer was the night clerk at the EconoLoge Motel, which is located at 2310 Indian Hills Road, south end of Chesterfield County, near Colonial Heights 95 corridor. He was working the front desk of the hotel, and alone. A male comes into the store, or into the hotel, excuse me, wearing a hoodie, can't really see his face. He approaches the counter, has words with Mr. Colyer, and then begins to rob the motel. Mr. Colyer complies with all of his demands, with the suspect's demands, and the suspect had a handgun. And after he got some money from Mr. Colyer, they exchanged some words, and then Mr. Colyer was fatally shot by the suspect, who then ran out of the motel, across the parking lot, up towards Indian Hills Road through the parking lot in the dark. Obviously, 911 was called. Uniform operations guys got there pretty quickly. Mr. Colyer was unfortunately deceased on arrival, and a subsequent thorough investigation immediately kicked off involving the Criminal Investigations Division. And then the next morning, the local office of the FBI got involved to help.
My name is KNOLL. I'm a supervisory special agent assigned to the FBI Richmond Division. I have oversight over the Central Virginia Violent Crimes Task Force. The FBI's involvement, and specifically the Violent Crime Task Force, which is a group of people and partners assigned to work violent crime matters for the FBI Richmond Division, and through that we have a partnership with Chesterfield County Police Department and other agencies as well. Specific to this crime that occurred in Chesterfield County back in September 2016, we were made aware of the incident that happened, and it's a violation of federal law to rob a business because it affects interstate commerce.
Just prior to the robbery and homicide, the video was captured out here. The suspect came from this side street. We think he came from the McDonald's restaurant area. Walked up here with his hood up, proceeded into the front door of the establishment here at the hotel. At the time, the office was laid out a little bit different than it is now after the robbery. He ran, came out of the same door he went in, came out here, and he made a left towards the Interstate Inn motel, where we think he was picked up by his accomplices.
I got a baby, man. Oh, shit! Take the money at the truck. What you doing, bro? Could you just be like first aid? Did you just say first aid? All right here. Oh, shit! No book. No book. Put it all right here. Oh, shit! What you reaching for? I touched. Get on there. I'll bust your shit out. Where's all the money? Money. Put your hands in there.
No matter what you need, or
What the safe got?
check your purse.
The safe is. Oh, I can't get to the safe. I can't get to the safe.
Due to the level of violence in this nature, we were immediately engaged with our partners here at Chesterfield County and via the task force.
Mr. Colyer was a husband. He was a father of a young daughter. At the time, she was an infant when he was murdered. His wife is from the Philippines, and Mr. Colyer attended Virginia Tech. Family man, comes from a very close-knit family. They're from Brunswick County, which is south of Petersburg. Very, very good people. I've met all of his brothers and sisters and his father, and they're just heartbroken by this whole situation.
Well, I was at work because I work out of town, and I was working in Postman, and my daughter called me and told me that something happened, that Jerry had been shot at the EconoLoge off of Ruffin Road, and I couldn't, it just shocked me. I couldn't say nothing. I was by some employees on the job, and it just shocked me. So I walked up to the other superintendent. Was me and him. I was a superintendent, he was a superintendent, and I told him that I have to go home because of what happened. And I couldn't really get the words out to tell him. And it took me a few minutes to get it out to tell him what happened. But it was shocking. It's something that I always thought I was a man that could take any kind of pain. But that was a type of pain that hurts. When someone, a loved one, that something happened like that, somebody killed a person, a human person, it's a precious thing. And
they had called me like, I think it was like 4 in the morning, and by the time I saw it, it had came on the news already, and that's when I realized it was true. I don't know, I just fell to my knees, and I just couldn't believe it.
I was so lost. I was so lost, and because I was like sleeping. Maybe the detectives came over to the house at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then they knocked because my husband told me not to open doors because I'm not from here. So just to be safe, before he go to work, he always tell me not to open doors to anything. But when I look up in the window, I saw a police car. So I thought something happened to him because he got sick because of the diabetic. So that's what I was thinking. Maybe something happened to him. Maybe so it's like something going on. And then they asked me what related to Jerry. So I told them I'm his wife. And then I asked the detective to sit down in the house, but they want me to sit down. So I was like, I'm confused already. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, and then I asked them again to sit down, but so it's like my mind was like confused. And then they told me about what happened to Jerry, and then I don't know, it's like not sinking into my mind after that. And then I was crying on the floor, because I don't know, I don't have family here That's what the only thing I came into my mind. It's like, I don't know what to do anymore. I don't drive, and I've been here for only 2 years.
It was determined that the hotel was robbed, a small amount of money. And there was some evidence was located in the parking lot, a piece of clothing that was very essential in the initial investigation. And after several months, the case kind of went cold, and it was reassigned to the unit I'm in now, the Unsolved Major Investigations Group. During our investigation over the last several years, we have determined that there was a group of people, not involving the shooter, but there was a group of people involved as well as he was, and they were doing other robberies in the area of convenience stores, possibly street robberies. They were involved in some small-time drug dealing. We've interviewed multiple people. We feel pretty confident about this group, what they were involved in. We just need some people to come forward to help us with some more information, because we know they told people about these crimes they were involved in.
If you know something, anything, to speak up, because it could happen to somebody in their family too. We all gonna lose somebody, but when somebody else take a life of your family member, it's different. And then months later, our mom had passed after that happened, so that was kind of like another hit. And so I know only thing she wanted was to know who did it and why. So if anybody know anything, just speak up, because it could happen to their family member too. And I don't want to see any parent really bury their child. And then he was a son, a father, a brother, and people just love him, so they took him away from a lot.
My message to is, if anybody that have any information about this case, about my son being shot or anything, if you would step forward to say anything, will be a blessing to our family, and it just be a blessing to the family that to know that we will get some type of closure to this case.
As a part of our assistance and work with Chesterfield County, the FBI has offered a $20,000, up to $20,000 reward for the identification and successful conviction of the person or persons responsible for this heinous act. For any information specific to this crime or any other crimes that may be of FBI interest, you can contact the Richmond FBI at area code 804-261-1044. You can also report it via the internet at tips.fbi.gov.
We'd like the public to come forward with information about this crime. Obviously, we know the people that did it are still out here on the streets of Chesterfield County. The family wants closure. The family wants justice for their son. He was a true innocent victim. He was doing his job, he was minding his own business, and he was still murdered for no reason. Anyone that has tips or information can contact the Chesterfield County Colonial Heights Crime Solvers, or they can contact the Chesterfield County Investigations Division. The number for there is 804-748-1268.